Okay, gamers young and old, we people from Game Art would like to introduce you to a game called The Young Indiana Jones. Now, those old viewers will be noticing that I'm really not looking forward to this game, but once I plug it in, it does look good. I mean, compared to the old Indiana Jones game, which do give me good texture, but there's no movement. At least you can see over here we have a character talking to us, telling us a story. So I think maybe this game will work. And based on my understanding, it actually does. The story, the animation, it does have a better feeling of let's say, through the whole game. Oh, so this is what we are doing again. Is just put it this way, this is what I call a scenery in the diesel punk universe, or let's say steampunk universe, and most of the time in this kind of universe is the white savior. So yes, I am Indiana Jones, and as you can see, my whip movement is stronger and I do run faster. And yeah, this good. I do need to complain here, I cannot see clearly once I'm underground with the, let's say, yellow background at the back. But when you're outdoors, this does not seem to be much of a problem. The action is fast paced, which is a good thing. I need to mention the action is fast paced, which is a good thing. Then there's other problems is the scenario over here. And there's another thing I need to mention is your weapons. Besides using your whip, which is standard, let's say, weapons, you'll be using other weapons like rocks, which is a good thing. And you have a scenery attack like pushing this boulder down to crush people. And those who, let's say, older viewers of the movie will know that Indiana Jones does have a thing about boulders, where he was being crushed by one in the first movie. Now you can see the rock can, let's say, go to various directions, and it is a very versatile weapon. Don't underestimate the rock. Okay, it is a very cool weapon. Here you can move in various directions, unlike the whip. And here we go using the boulder again. Yeah, I mean, this game is really rock orientated, and don't ask me how come there's a goat up here for no reason. Now you'll be destroying this, let's say, boxes, or let's say these cargo boxes, to hopefully find about the tools that we need. And you do notice when I touch the strange part over there, I sink a little. Those are quicksand. You can actually run through it, but make sure you, let's say, limit your touch on it to prevent you yourself from sinking. And we have a crazy gun on top, which will be using rock against him. Yeah, rock is a good weapon. Now, some people may ask, how come rock? Why not a gun? Well, there's something I need to mention about young Indiana Jones. This show, the reason why I didn't like this show is it tried to make itself children friendly. Sometimes too children friendly. To the extent it's either trying to force in an idea of a virtue which doesn't make sense of the situation or that time, or it tries to make sure that it's not identified. So indeed will not be using guns for time, he'll be using rocks. And since you are fighting Mexicans, this is kind of insulting to the Mexican race. Yeah, the Mexicans actually are nice people. Nice and like people, and you do have a gun, which is, I mean, the bullets are kind of limited, so you need to be very careful, which you can see I only use it over here. And that's it. Now I'll be going after the next boss. Just let you know, I'm not the last boss, I rescued the girl. Thank you, young man. Young man? Oh yeah, it does make sense. Indy was only a teenager over there, so calling a young man is could be quite true. And that oh god, I mean, the drawing of Indy is kind of bad. I mean, it's anime-like, but he looked too skinny and too much more pushover over here. I mean, the girl's drawing is fine. I mean, the very anime way of drawing is fine for her, but when it turns to Indy, his drawing was kind of odd. And I do find that strange how you look at it. And making matters worse, they really screw up his fedora. Now, some people ask me what mean by fedora. A fedora is a hat worn by Indiana Jones, which is sort of a cowboy hat, but not a cowboy hat. It's a hat that's kind of popular among people about their time. Now, despite all the bad in young Indiana Jones graphics, other things are fine. You will be doing a lot of things like even crawling to places that you can't go through, which it cannot be done if you are playing the old Indiana Jones game. The platforming is much more fun and much more entertaining, and the clues here are actually quite direct, which does suit a kid if you're playing the game. Now you can obviously see the letters here, and the criminals here are kind of easy to deal with. Now I'm throwing cards at them for no reason. And there's a lot of clawing section, and the lights are out again. I need to get the torch. Yes, the card is a torch. Once that, you can see clearly. Now some people may be asking why I'm not allowed to walk around with the torch. That would be better, right? It will be better, but it does drop the image where you are flying through a flat area down there. And we have the, let's say, broken bridge again. A very simple but let's say same technique that we use time to time again. Now you can see there's even tricks here where you can, let's say, try to get, let's say, avoid. And okay, the jackal is mine, blah blah blah, and wow, that's one big nose. And I admit, there's a reason why the jackal does not find him be threatening. Look at him, he just killed your kid. So how do you find threatening? You shouldn't be finding threatening at all. Then eventually this is gonna be a fight. And oh god, broken bridges again. I think it'll be a boss fight, right? And why is he inside? Yeah, so I mentioned most of the time you'll be using rocks, right? You can see most of the time you are using rocks to fight the game. Okay, now I have the jackal and make sure that it's placed in the museum where it belongs. Yeah, the very standard Indiana Jones thing where every treasure you find he'll give it to a museum. But sadly the museum he gives it to are mostly the American museum and not the museum that should be having those relics. But on the other hand, should those museums have their relics? As a Chinese, it's hard for me to say that because you guys should have heard about something called Cultural Revolution, and boy, a lot of relics were left in China were technically destroyed. And there was a time we actually feel happy that you Westerns had our relics stolen. Now this is actually one part of Indiana Jones' story where he actually joined the army, fought in the First World War, which is kind of weird. And I really do not expect much about this, but throughout the war he actually went to, let's say, Los Angeles and start looking for, let's say, treasure. And now I'll be using, yeah, I'm still using my standard whip. And yeah, still the cave matters, still going through the cave as usual. Okay, climb up the stairs now. To go. Now you'll be noticing strange things coming here. Those are aircraft, B planes, and you'll be noticing I'm fighting German soldiers. And most of the time I'll be using rocks, right? Now bullets projectile move in a straight line. Rocks, I have more rocks is one thing. Another thing is it moves in a curved diagonal, which actually allows me to, let's say, throw at my opponents in a very safe and, let's say, undanger distance. And you can see now I got onto the bike. Now the bike has several uses. One, it actually increases your life. Two, it actually allows you to, let's say, run into enemies and you don't have to shoot them, which is a big advantage over here. Some people actually do not, let's say, get the bike here, and it does have a problem with bike. I mean, the falling section is kind of, let's say, dangerous. But most of the time, if you get a bike, it makes it easier for you to go through the area. And I pass the secret documents to higher command. Okay, thank you, Corporal. There should be a major or something. Okay, now I need to, let's say, pass this intelligence of the Germans' defense positions, hopefully to, let's say, make us win the war. Alright, we penetrate. Okay, enemy lines for current posts and damage. Blah 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 blah. This is kind of strange, right? I mean, Indiana Jones actually be looking for treasure and should not be running around in circles with this kind of pointless missions, right? But sadly, that is part of the Chronicles. I mean, if you've seen young Indiana Jones, that's what happened to him. He did took part in the war. He did saw the savagery of the war, and oh my god, I'm fighting a tank. Okay, big dog. Yeah, I mean that's the name of the tank. It's a kind of very dangerous weapon, and the First World War actually, the Germans did create the tanks, but the first tanks users were actually the British. And the British lost all tanks, the Germans, let's say, hijacked it and, let's say, make their own version of it. That's what happens in that time. I mean, that's how the first tank appeared. Okay, so I need to pass this information back to higher command. Here we go. Now, tell me, does this remind you a lot of Contra? It does, right? I mean, the platform, the jungle, the soldiers. The only difference is I have to knock out big Brenda guns. I can't believe that how immersed they are. At least show us the guns. Alright, here we go. Using the whips. Now most of the time you're not looking for treasure, you'll be destroying this giant, the infamous Paris gun, which is a strutter turret. Now some people ask you, what the hell is a Paris gun? Actually the Paris gun was actually a cannon, or this Paris cannon was a giant cannon that Germans invented. Hopefully that it can allow them to barrage this France or Paris by not even going to Paris or even need to stand on German soil. The tank was so big that actually it needs to use the railway to move around. Now how effective was this weapon? We have no idea. But based on the design, it's kind of a wacky design. It's one hell of a big motherfucking gun. But on the other hand, it's so big I think the ricochet will actually destroy the gun. You can look out the internet, you can Google it and see what the Paris cannon look like. It's kind of creepy, kind of scary, and kind of steampunky, which actually doesn't make sense, and definitely a very hawkish gun design, if you know what I mean, and for those who have played Warhammer. Okay, now you plant a bomb in the facility to destroy the facility. Now here we go. Oh, we are still in Germany. Oh, we're finally on the train. Hopefully we are not going to see the real Paris gun. Fighting on a train is actually something you need to do as long as you're doing a steampunk game. Why? Because this train is the biggest vehicle over there and I'm now fighting the boss. Which, yeah, he's kind of stupid. He's only getting boss control at me at a certain angle. All I need to do is stand there and shoot him. And I got him killed. And oh, really? I'm gonna be rescued in this way? Now what the hell, this is after all the 1930s. The best way to be rescued is by the plane, which only has 2 seats, and I think I'm going into a dogfight section next. Yeah, one good thing about this game is you are doing lots of different things in one shot. Once you're running around, then you're on a motorbike, and finally you will be flying a plane. Which is very Indiana Jones, I can say that. Because if you've seen the Indiana Jones movie, I mean the first one and third one, you did get a chance to fly a plane. The second one did have a plane, but those planes didn't end up well. For this is the reason why actually Indiana Jones earned the title of Captain Crash. And now I'm in a dogfight fighting German fighters in a biplane. Now, what kind of biplane should I be flying? I have no idea. Could be a Camel, could be a Sophie, could be a Newport 16, I have no idea. It's a biplane, but one thing I'm quite certain, at that. You can see the Zeppelin, right? Now usually Zeppelins are kind of scary, and I think they drop bombs now. Now I'm now becoming a, let's say, side-scroller shooting arcade, and this is one of the things I really learned to appreciate this game is, now, whatever you do, this is not a good idea. A red Fokker triplane, it means the red barrel. I don't think I have to bother shooting down, please. Oh my god, really, I had to fight him. Now the red barrels actually shot down by, let's say, accidental shot. I mean, a machine gunner from the guy killed him. He was shot down by the airplane, and I had to take, it's that easy. All I need to do is drop bombs on it. That's right, I'll be shooting missiles and to get away this fight. Anyway, I landed the plane and I don't think this is even being recorded. I mean, for the Red Baron to be killed by bomber strike, which is kind of strange over here, guys. But anyway, that ends the flying section, and now I'll be going to the next section, which hopefully I can retrieve the plane from the Germans and save Britain or America to make sure they win the war. Oh, let me touch again. And bazookas. Now some people say bazookas are the American weapons, right? Yes, it's an American weapon, and that tank is definitely not the Second World War tank. And definitely a German will not make a tank that is this big and oh my god, are we going to... Alright, I swear to god, the people who created Metal Slug actually played this game before. And maybe this is where Metal Slug got its inspiration. For no reason, halfway I'm driving a tank, and the tank really looked like a good old Metal Slug. Do you notice? Although not much, I mean it was a sensation thing driving a tank in the game. So I mean, this is what the people in Metal Slug think. I mean, I enjoy driving the tank in Indiana Jones. Why not make the whole game into that, or let's say make it a standard version? Then I think I need to say this game might have is, let's say, place in history. After all, it does give people the idea of Metal Slug. Maybe it was the creator of Metal Slug, I have no idea. It could be. I mean, yeah, Metal Slug does come from Contra here and there, but Contra, yeah, you hear that? They even have the, let's say, Contra music for no good reason. Okay, now this is very contrarish, although the platform is much more complex, and I'm start using a gun to settle with more my problems, and like Contra Heroes, I can actually fall flat on the ground. Okay, the gas that now I gotta do is plant the bomb. Now, bomb in that, if this is a gas factory, I think bombing it up does not feel bad anymore. For the, let's say, gas weapons, or the poison gas weapon, was a devastating weapon that killed a lot of people, which is an inhuman weapon at that time, so taking it down does not make me feel bad anymore. Why do I feel I'm playing Rockman for no reason? Yeah, this is very Rockmanish. I'm not allowed to leave the room unless I kill the boss. Okay, that's it. The bomb is set. I destroyed the German base. Now, if you want me to say something, I don't feel like Indiana Jones. Besides the first part, I do spend most of the time fighting the Second World War, which I feel that it should be a separate game, but based on the Chronicles that I watched, which I didn't like, Indy did take part in the Second World War, so not much of complaint here. I can't have the right to complain here. It's not legit anymore. For that thing did happen. This thing did happen, so sad to say, it's a good game. Although it does not feel like Indiana Jones, but at least it gives me lots of things. Now, after Indiana Jones, what should I be doing? Let me go to my cartridge over here. We should at least finish all the steampunk games, and oh my! Ever try a rocket jetpack? We'll see you guys then, where we fly around in the goddamn jetpack.